Oh, I don't know what to do. Why I'm still playing these video games, and I'm bored and sick of playing these video games like COD, Rainbow Six, Fortnite, and Minecraft, or any other games that are in PlayStation Store or in computer. Oh, hey, I didn't expect you guys here. Basically, what I want to do in this video is talk about why do we see so many people when we sleep. For example, maybe our relatives who are dead or are still alive, and what does that mean? And why do we see some people when we are sleeping and are scary, or we see some people that we don't know them, maybe we will see them in the future, and what does that mean? So stay tuned, stick around until end of this video. So let's go into this darkness. This is the start of the multiverse. Have you ever wondered what is the purpose of watching Loki series, and what is Loki series trying to tell us? Well, it's not about connection of the multiverse of madness or Spider-Man No Way Home that the trailer is still not out yet. Why Marvel? Why? So when you go to bed and start dreaming after half an hour or 2 hour, you will go to another dimension. In that dimension, you will meet other people as well. Whether it's your relatives who are still alive or dead, or you will meet other people that you never met before, or you've met in the past, or you will meet them in the future. Or maybe you have meet them or you have met them in a different dimension, and when you see them in other place, for example close to the supermarket or right down the street, you will say, do I know you? Because you are so familiar to me. But maybe they don't know you because they didn't see you in their dreams, and only you saw them in your dreams. I know this is a little awkward to you, but you will get used to it after a while, and after you see other parts if I make. And when they see that you're saying that, do I know you? I really recognize you and you're familiar, they start to run, because they say that you are crazy and we never saw you anywhere. And maybe the woman or the man say, I didn't see you anywhere. And where did you see me? And yeah, and things will be a little awkward to them, but not for you because you saw them in your dreams. So what does TVA stands for? So the TVA stands for the Time Variant Authority. So TVA are a group or a company, whatever you want to say, who keeps the time and controls time. Whenever a branch happen or nexus war or multiverse happen, they will go and find that person and prune that person or that animal or anything, and they will fix the time and put it back where it's belong. And that way the multiverse doesn't happen. In the Loki series, we see that the time variants, those people who are keeping the time and controlling the time that work in TVA, have an alternate life in Earth that they don't know because their mind and memory was wiped because of the Kang the Conqueror. And when the Sylvie enchant their mind, they see that they have another life in Earth, and they were happier than ever, and they were happy than living in the TVA. So that's yeah, that's we all we know from TVA so far, and this is a good evidence for us to give an example in our life. So when we sleep, we see ourselves in another variant. So we see our other variants. For example, in the Loki series, we see President Loki. It's just like Loki, his hair, anything, but except his suit and his crown, it's different, and that's Loki's another variant. So that's President Loki, another variant of Loki. And we see Sylvie, another variant of Loki, but it's lady. So that's a good evidence for us to say that whenever we sleep and dream, we see ourselves as another variant in another dimension. Maybe we see, for example, our aunt in another dimension that is arguing with us and fighting with us, and that doesn't mean that in this dimension that we live, it's gonna happen. Maybe it happens in that dimension when we dreamed, and when we wake up we see no, it's not gonna happen, or in the future it's not gonna happen because it was in that timeline and in that dimension. But maybe we see in another dimension, because we have so many dimensions. When we dream, we see that um, our aunt is nice with us, and she will buy us anything that we want. But when we wake up, we see that's not happening, or it doesn't happen in future. Maybe it will happen because some of our dreams will predict and will show us what will happen in the future, but generally not all of them will show what will happen in the future as well. So don't say that, oh well, if I dreamed a girl that is talking to me and loves me, it doesn't mean that she loves you in the future. If you met her in school, it doesn't mean that in the future it will happen. Maybe in that branch timeline, or should I say maybe in that dimension, she loves you, but in this timeline she doesn't love you. So that's a good example of that as well. Or I can say that whenever you sleep and when you dream of something else, for example, a person that you don't know, who the hell is that person, and it's a little scary, or for you it's scary because you don't know him and he or she is following you. It means that maybe you will see him or her in the future, or maybe you saw them in the past and you don't recognize them, or maybe you saw them in the another dimension that I was talking about this whole time. Maybe be in dimension 1, maybe in dimension 2, because we have so many dimensions. In those dimensions there are so many variants of us and our relevance in other people. And if you see a person in that dimension, for example dimension 5, it doesn't mean that you will see them in this dimension that you live. And another example, if I want to say, it's I can say there is a film called Mr. Nobody. So Mr. Nobody is a film about a guy named Nemo. So if you watch Finding Nemo, you know that Nemo is a real fish, and it's not a name like Jeff or Max or anything. It's a real fish, and if you see in an aquarium, you see that there's a fish called Nemo, and it's not a name like Max or anything. And Nemo stands for nothing. And we see in Finding Nemo that that fish, that Nemo, doesn't have any family or anything. And this relates to this movie as well, because the Nemo name that the guy has, it means nothing. And that's why they call him Mr. Nobody, because Nemo stands for nothing. And in that movie, we see that Mr. Nobody, it's it's a person, or is a person who knows the future of himself and the past of himself, even when he wasn't born. And maybe he could predict other people as well, the future of other people, or maybe only he can predict what happened in the future for himself and what happened in the past. And he can travel through other dimension of her variant as well. For example, we in the movie of Mr. Nobody, I saw that Nemo went to another dimension, that he was happy with a woman and had 2 kids, but he died with a car accident. And when he opened his eyes, he saw that everything was not real. And when he goes to that place that he died because of the car accident, he see his friend, and his friend died because of a car accident beside the lake, and he thinks that that was me that I died with the car accident. Why did my friend die? And he realized that he died in another dimension with this situation, that he died besides that lake that his friend died. And I think you know what I'm saying. And with that car, and he thinks that, oh, now I can see my past and future of other dimensions as well as this dimension right now. And when he realized that he can see these, he freaks out, and I freaked out as well. And he goes and try to see other dimensions as well. For example, he went to another dimension that he was dating a woman, a Chinese or Japanese, I'm not sure, woman, and or Korean, I'm not sure. Sorry if I'm not telling the right to you, but maybe I will put the name of it in the video. But when he's dating that girl, after a while, they will divorce, and he will divorce, and he won't live with that girl. And he faced some challenges as well when he gets divorced. And it's hard for him, and he decides to go to another dimension. Maybe another dimension of him will be better, and maybe another variant of him will be better. And when he goes to another dimension, he sees that he will face some difficulties and challenges as well. He tries to meet another girl that he loves, and after a while, when he meets that girl, he gets divorced as well with that girl, and he faces some challenges as well again. And you're saying, what are you saying, and what does this movie is trying to say us? I will tell you in the future, a little later, but let's talk more about it. After that, he tries to go to another dimension where his mom and his dad are divorced, and he doesn't know to live with which one. For example, not for example, does he want to live with his dad? Does he wants to live with his mom? He doesn't know yet. In another dimension, we see that he lives with his dad, and he faced some challenges and difficulties as well that he doesn't want. And he says, okay, I will go and live with my mom in another dimension. But when he goes and live with his mom, he see that he faces another challenges as well, because her mom marries a man who has a girl, and Nemo gets fall in love with that girl, but after a while, I know that his I don't know if we can say sister-in-law, and Nemo is brother-in-law with her, but we can say they're sister and brother, but not actually real sister and brother. But anyway, even their sister and brother, somehow they love each other. But when they hear that his mom and then not his dad, but that man are divorced, they cry because they loved each other, and they don't know what to do, and they are crying because they can't be together anymore, because the girl has to go with his dad and Nemo has to go with his mom. And he thinks that, okay, I will go to another branch reality that I can live with that girl. And I forgot the name of the girl, God's sake. I will put it in the video for you guys to see what is her name, and other girls that I'd mentioned in the previous, I will put their name in the video as well. So moving on, when he goes to another branch reality, he finds that he found that girl finally, and when that girl gives the phone number to him, suddenly a rain or water from the sky comes and sinks into the paper, and the Nemo lose the phone number again, and he will never see the girl again. And that's the time that he faced that challenge again, that he doesn't see the girl for how many long time. I don't know if you can get what I'm saying, or if I'm pronouncing it bad. Sorry about that. But moving on, what is the purpose of all of these things that I said in 5 minutes of the video? So what is this movie is trying to tell us? So the movie is trying to tell us that even if you go to another dimension and reality, you will still face some difficulties, maybe harder than this reality, maybe easier, but you will still face challenges, and you have to pass them many times. For example, if you dream that a girl loves you in school, for example, I dreamed that this person loved me in school. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I was wrong. And even if I want to go to that reality that she loves me, I can't go. And even if I could go there, and if I had the ability to go there, I will still face challenges as well. Or the second thing that this movie is talking about is that just live your life and forget about everything that is happening now. I mean, not forget whole things that you see, forget little of it. For example, if a girl like this person that I showed you betrayed you and just use you for a amount of time, for example, for school project or for school things, and after that she doesn't call you and she doesn't talk to you, doesn't mean that the world is ending. It means that go and find another person, or go and live yourself, because we can only live one reality, and we cannot travel like Nemo to different dimensions. And this is our first and last chance, and after that we cannot go back at time, and we cannot go to another reality. So this is our first and last chance, and after this we will go to another dimension and another universe after we die. And if you want, I can talk about it in a separate video about it. And I know some of you guys will come and say that that's not true, that you will go to another dimension when you die. And I want to say that it is true. When you die, you will go to another dimension. But if you want to see that video that I'm going to talk about it, and I have evidence for you guys, you have to drop a like and subscribe to my channel and turn the notification as well. And in that video, I will talk about how you will see your relatives that are died, maybe your grandparents and your grandfather. How can you see them in your dreams, and when will you see them, and can you see them whenever you want in your dream if you ask for it from God? I will talk about it in that video as well. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of that video. And if you see the bell right there, make sure to smash it for me. Thank you, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.